Hi, welcome to this demo of Spectrum Protect Operation Center version 8.1.11. I'm going to be showing you the new device path and tape volume screens inside of the Operation Center. So to get started, go to Storage and then click on Tape Devices. You can see the paths and volumes for either a library manager or a standalone library. If you try to select a library client, so we'll double click on this library client, you will get a message stating that the server is a library client of a shared library and that library operations are controlled by the library manager. We'll go back to the main screen here. From the tape devices screens for the library managers and standalone libraries, you can see the paths. We not only now show the number of paths that are available, but also any paths that are offline. If you click on the offline paths, it'll show you the details of the offline paths. You can turn off the filter to show all the paths. For all the device paths associated with this library manager, it'll give details like the serial number, the WWNN, the destination type, when it was last updated. You can also select a device path. You can take that device path offline or you can bring it back online. Now notice below that when you select a device path, it will bring up the information about that device path that it finds in the activity log. So you can use this to troubleshoot if you're having problems with that device path for some reason. Now do notice that all of these device paths are library specific, not server specific, and this has to do with the fact that you might have multiple Spectrum Protect servers sharing this library. On the left-hand side, you can also choose the Volumes tab, and this will be all of the volumes that are associated with this specific library, and it includes volumes that are both in and out of the library. So at the top, you'll see the predefined filters that you can click on to rapidly get a specific view. So for instance, if we click on the history filter, that'll help us find only the volumes that show up in the volume history file, but nowhere else. Now you'll see a lot of information on this page, and if you scroll the bar over, you'll see additional columns of information. One of these columns is the history type, and for these volumes, it shows up as storage delete. So their last use for Spectrum Protect was us deleting the data off of them. So most likely these were never checked back into the library, and they were probably made obsolete and retired, even thrown away. The history date shows that these were last utilized years ago. So if you click on, for instance, the warning filter, that will show all of the volumes that have a status of warning. And if you hover over the warning for that individual volume, it'll tell you the reason that it's in a warning state. So for instance, this volume just needs to be rechecked into the library. You'll also see the write error and read error column. So we display if there have been any errors writing or reading to these volumes and the number of times that those volumes have been mounted. We also show the access mode if it's currently read-writable. You'll also see the media state, so is it mountable or have we used the DRM to move the volume to, for instance, a courier retrieve or other state. Here you see the last date we wrote to the tape, the capacity, the percent reclaimable, and the reclaimable amount of storage on that tape. We also have a column that states if there are any retention sets stored on this tape. If you scroll over, you will see the last use, and this shows what we used this volume for last. In fact, if you sort on that last use, you will see that you can have a database backup as your last use. If you click on the Not in Library filter, that will show you all of the volumes that are currently not in the library. It's possible they have been checked out or taken off-site for DRM. You can also click on the Scratch filter, and that will show you all of the volumes that are in the Scratch category. In this case, we have 106 for this library. So when you look at the history type column, this is going to be the history type and history date of the last time that we utilized this volume. That'll be the most recent information that we found in the vol hist file about that specific volume. So it's possible previously it was used for something else, but most recently it would be used for operation we list here in the history type. You can see here also that if you select that volume and then you expand the bottom portion, we will show the activity log information surrounding that volume. So anything in the activity log that refers to that volume, we will pull up and put in the bottom half of the screen here. If you want to capture this information and send it to an Excel-like spreadsheet, you can click on this icon and then export it to CSV. You can select a volume, and if you want to move it, use DRM to manage that volume and take it off site. You can click on Move Media, and then from this screen you could change the media status, for instance, to courier weight or off-site. Likewise, you can update a volume by clicking on the Update tab, and then from here change the access mode. So with that, what I've shown you today, the Operation Center's new screens that give you information about paths and about volumes for individual library managers or standalone libraries. Thank you very much.